Darkness falls across the land. Creatures crawl in search of blood.
Nobody knocks off an old man in my neighborhood.
Hello there. Welcome to my review of episode 3 of Eerie, Indiana, ATM with a Heart of Gold, which sees Marshall's father invent a cash machine with personality. Too much personality.
When Dad created Mr. Wilson, the friendly automated teller machine, he had no idea what was going to happen to Eerie.
Welcome, friend. I'm Mr. Wilson.
Simon is there for the unveiling of Mr. Wilson, the ATM AI, and despite not having a bank account, when he enters his own name on the keypad, Mr. Wilson obliges by giving him $20. This could be the start of a beautiful friendship, Eerie style. We're also introduced to the local department store, the World o' Stuff, run by Mr. Radford, played by Archie Han, another Dante regular.
Every time I saw him, he was in a different disguise. I can't prove it, but I think he's in the witness protection program.
The store has a new line of trainers in that are all the rage, that Simon can't afford, and Marshall has found some new friends, his own age, who aren't really interested in hanging out with Simon. This leaves Simon alone to talk to his only other friend now, Mr. Wilson, who again gives him a pile of cash and appears grateful for Simon's attention.
Remember, Simon, I'm here for you. Have a nice day, friend.
Simon buys an even newer pair of trainers, and Marshall and his friends are now keen to hang out with him. Meanwhile, Marilyn Teller has noticed some money missing from her account, and Edgar Teller has noticed Mr. Wilson only has one customer. Marshall finds out about Simon's new friendship and the pile of cash he's acquired by hanging out with Mr. Wilson. Initially, he spots the issue with this, but is temporarily swayed by the $100 Mr. Wilson gives him.
And here's some for your friend, too.
You gotta admit, Mr. Wilson was an easy guy to like. I'd never held $100 before.
Simon gets a whole new bunch of friends with the cash he's now throwing around, but everyone else has run out of money, including the town itself.
Rampant bankruptcy all adds up to one thing. Folks, we're broke, busted, flat out of cash, penniless, in the red, destitute, overdrawn. The well is dry.
Everyone was broke, except Simon. Marshall convinces Simon to return all the money, and as they do so, Mr. Wilson becomes less and less sentient, eventually short-circuiting. On the surface, it seems like this episode is about the dangers of smart technology, and how it's no replacement for real human interaction, as Mr. Wilson becomes a sort of HAL 9000, or in this case, PAL 9000, which would certainly be prescient in today's society of social media and ubiquitous smart technology in everything from phones to microwaves. But that's not what the story is at its core, as the human interactions Simon has are entirely superficial based on his wealth.
What's this guy's name? Oh, dude, what are you kidding? It's my old pal Moneybag, dude.
No, really. What's his real name?
Hey, I don't know.
I forgot too, man.
This slipped my mind.
And that's what the story is really about. It's a critique of how wealth concentrated in the hands of the few, or the one, has to come from somewhere, and where it comes from is the pockets of everybody else. Not necessarily through hard work, but often through chance, as is the case with Simon. This episode is a very linear, literal version of that economic philosophy, as the money is given directly to Simon via this technology. But the message seems pretty clear. Simon, eventually realizing that everything that comes with his new wealth is entirely illusory, as his newfound popularity is a farce and his new friends don't even know his real name. While his ego may be enjoying how much attention he's getting, he understands that really doesn't matter. Better to be a nobody with people who genuinely like you than a lonely somebody surrounded by yes men. This is the reason he redistributes his wealth that he has acquired, despite it meaning the end of his pseudo-friendship with this piece of technology. It's pretty advanced stuff for a 90s kids show, and I think what sets Eerie, Indiana apart is that it has the ability to make some jokes adults will enjoy, like when Simon buys himself an elaborate cake that turns out to be Kiefer Sutherland and Julia Roberts' wedding cake from their brief engagement.
Good luck, Julia and Kiefer. What kind of birthday cake is that?
I just got the biggest cake they had. It was on special.
Another highlight was seeing Gabriel Damon play one of the older kids who Simon befriends. You might recognize him as the despicable Hob from RoboCop 2, a child character rivaled only by Game of Thrones Joffrey in the slappability stakes. Whether you agree with the overall theme of the episode or not, I think there's still plenty in there to enjoy, even if you aren't sold on the message. It's a much better episode than the previous one, and for that reason I'd have to give it a 5 out of 5. Thank you. Goodbye.